This is J. Krishnamurti's sixth discussion with students in Malibu, California, 1968.
I don't know if we see the importance, really, of knowing oneself. In one sense, there isn't very much to know. And in another, that's the only door through which the mind can go very far. So there is a peculiar, not worthwhileness, if one can use that word, in knowing oneself. Because one knows one is angry, jealous, ambitious, competitive, aggressive, and all the rest of it. And the society which that has created, in which the mind is caught and so on. We know all that. The behavior pattern and the innumerable ideologies that one has or one has thrown over. But if one isn't free of all this, the door will always be closed, however trivial or petty the superficial knowledge be. So can we get through all the trivialities, not verbally but actually be rid of fear, anger, violence? Which are really quite obvious, quite simple, and devastating at their own level. Can one be free of all those? Or they are important, but by attacking them directly, they become important. Therefore, there may be a different approach to the whole problem of human behavior. Should we go on with that, or?
You were saying by attacking them directly they become important. So
Important,
they are
yes.
important even if you don't attack them directly.
No, but I mean, one is angry, jealous, envious, ambitious, greedy, acquisitive, despair, guilt, anxiety, all that. Can we tackle them all with one goal, or must they be examined one by one and be stripped? And is that the way to do it, one by one? One day I find myself very angry. A week later, jealous. anxious, fearful, insensitive, not listening to myself or to anything outside myself, enclosed, suddenly awakening and feeling guilty, disciplined, brutal. Are they all to be taken one by one and dissolved? Because if they exist, then the house isn't very strong. The foundation isn't right. I don't know if of behavior, of relationship, of communication, of affection and compassion, all that. Are they to be laid brick by brick? Or is there a way of wiping away all that with one breath, one go? What do you say, sir? I think this is a rather important question. We must attack or come to grips with. The old traditional way, both in India and in Europe probably, is to exercise will, called the higher self, and in India there are a lot of words for this, subjugating, controlling, coming into conflict with it. You know, sir, in the human process. Overcoming, brutalizing in the process of, when I'm angry, to force myself not to be angry. An undisciplined mind, sloppy, and to discipline it ruthlessly. All that entails a violence, conflict. The very non-violent people who have talked about it endlessly about non-violence are the most violent people, psychologically. They get up precisely at 2:30 in the morning or 4 in the morning, practice this and that, and don't sleep with their wives or sleep with somebody. Force, 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 force. Which is, in essence, violence. Though they talk about non-violence endlessly. So there it is in front of us, as a map, as it were, and is one to go bit by one, remove anger, remove envy, jealousy, anxiety. Follow. Oh, by the time I'm gone, finished, dead, it's all over. I'm exhausted. The mind is tottering. Or is there a way of dealing with it, with this whole behavioral phenomena? In a totally different manner.
last night we discovered the mind being quiet.
Yes, sir.
Meditation
Yes.
is the beginning of, well, you call it the attack on this problem. We've already done away with analysis as the step.
I know, sir. This is quite a difficult issue. We have to understand this too. We've said, look, pleasure, fear, pain prevents thought, etc., prevents efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the mind what is the state of the mind that can be efficient under all circumstances, whether between wife and husband, between office, between everything, or in all relationship? It is efficient. And we said that efficiency is only possible when the mind is completely quiet. But such a mind is not quiet when it is envious. If it's stirred up, not efficient. And it discovers this anxiety, and so on, so on, so on. How is all this to be evaporated? So that the animal instinct of violence is not there at all. If I have said, if one has said silence is the state of mind which will solve all these problems, then that silence becomes a formula. And a formula is not active state. I don't know if a formula becomes an ideology. And then I'm back again in the same position as before. I don't know if we are communicating with each other. So look, habit, physical habits. I don't know. You know, physical habits, the way one, the food, the clothes, habits, physically. How entangled one is in those. And the emotional habit, and so on, so on, so on. Am I to break through all this bit by bit, or is there a way of wiping it all out? Never to happen again. Not, you follow, sir?
Yes.
Not let it happen. So that the mind is never violent. No longer moody, acquisitive, comparative. You follow? How do we approach this problem? It's like a man that is climbing a mountain, he must travel lightly. Very lightly. And one cannot travel lightly with all these things hanging in one. Can one cut at the root of the whole tree with its branches, the branches being anger, jealousy, and so on, so on? At the very, cut the root so that all these branches wither away. They have no life in themselves. What do you say, sir? Let's talk. I don't want to hold forth all the time. Wait, sir. That's what we're going to find out. Whether
how do we know there is a
yeah,
boundary? There must be, but how do we know it?
Yes.
And where
Either we cut branch by branch,
which is doomed to failure.
because the moment
Actually,
you...
we can't cut branch by branch.
Huh?
It doesn't seem to me as though one could cut branch by branch. It doesn't seem as though one could be envious without also being...
So what will you do, sir? Given this phenomena, what will you do? Knowing it, the futility of cutting branch by branch, there is no meaning. By cutting one branch, you encourage other branches, and so on.
And the cutting is itself one branch.
And who is the woodcutter?
How do you differ between root branches and cause effect, what you said wasn't the right?
Leave that stuff for the moment. There is a fact here. Take this phenomena. We are the tree with dozen branches. And is one to cut these branches, shape them, modify them, give them a certain, shape and this and that, or because all these branches are very destructive, inefficient.
Are the branches the effects of a root, or are they simply aspects of a process?
No. The root is the branch. Without the root, the branch is not.
Well, then it's not cause effect.
No, it is the tree is the whole thing.
Is the tree the image, or is the tree...
No, the tree is the branch, the roots, the trunk, the branches, the leaves, the flower, is the whole thing. It isn't just what you see. So there is no cause and effect there.
Yes.
The
The cause is
acorn.
in the effect.
Huh?
The cause is in the effect.
The cause is the effect, and the effect is the cause. I don't want to go into that for the moment. Let's leave that open. You understand, sir, the question? Huh? This has bothered human beings tremendously for a million years. I know some sannyasis, monks in India, who said no sexual desire at all, and they have done the most appalling physical things to themselves. Oh, I can't tell you what they have done historically. Through the ages, the saints, you know what they have done.
Which is the most violent thing.
Oh, dreadful. So here I am faced with this problem, with this issue. What am I to do?
If we are the tree, and we cut the root, the whole tree dies.
I know, but how do you cut at the root? Who is the entity that's going to cut it? It isn't quite so simple, so you follow?
But you have to cut it.
Who is going to cut it?
You yourself.
Myself who is you? No, don't let's quibble with who is you who's going to cut that root? Cut the root and cut the whole tree down.
Where's the root? Who's the you who's going to cut it? Where's the root?
Where's the root? That's just it. So we don't. Take a simple thing like anger or jealousy or envy. Anger. When I say I'm angry and I must get rid of anger, who is the entity that says I must get rid of anger? Is he different from anger?
There seems to be a division. I mean, psychologically, there is a division.
Is that division artificial or real? So one has to go very deeply into this matter. It isn't just cutting the root and saying, well, I'm free of it. It doesn't mean a thing. So, how do you grapple with this problem? I won't cut. I mean, let's say, I'm using quickly to phrase it, merely cutting the branches won't solve it, right? Right? One by one. That's out.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It isn't efficient. So I won't proceed along those lines at all. Though all the tradition says do it that way. Right? Whether the Christian tradition or the Hindu or the Buddhist or whatever it is. So I won't follow that tradition. Then if I don't, what is left with me? Only the tree and myself, right? That which I am. Angry, jealous, envious, fearful, all.
In that, you put a division. You said the tree and myself.
No. I say I am the tree. Wait, sir, don't. It isn't so easy. Say that's verbally to say I am the tree is very simple, but actually to realize there is no division between the observer and the observed is quite a different matter.
Well, there would always be a division if we had an image
Yes, sir.
of ourselves through which we look at ourselves.
It's a false division because the image is the one who's making it. If it's like this, so the hand is different from it.
How would you come to grips with a problem like this? There is nobody to teach you. Let's get that clear. No authority is going to tell you to do or not to do, because that's an old game, stupid game. Here I am, faced with this issue. I won't accept the traditional approach to this whole problem, whose essence is violence, right? Conform, suppress, the whole business of it. And time is involved and so on. I won't, that is too stupid. I won't, I throw it out of the window. Then what have I left? I see I'm violent by nature. Whether that violence is the product of the society in which I live, or whether it is the result of the animal instinct, is not important. We can speculate on that indefinitely, as the anthropologists and the others do. Let them do that. That's their world, and they like to play around. But here I am, I'm stuck with violence. And I see that violence in me, expressing itself in 10 different ways.
Yesterday we,
If you could,
Okay, we talked.
forget yesterday.
this is what I think we answered this at the end discussion yesterday. The whole thing about wanting to cut the tree, whether it's cut the branches or the roots,
I
kill
know.
it at all.
No. Look, sir,
Isn't that what you said, just another getting caught in another circle?
no, look, I realize human beings are this way, right? Violent, aggressive, fearful, and so on and so on. And being a human, how is one to be free of all that entanglement? So that you say, well, that's over, finished. For God's sake, I'm out. Is it an endless corridor of the opposites? Fight. Or is there a way never to enter into that corridor at all? I don't know if you're following.
It seems that if you try to deal with these things on their own level of the problem itself, you're just rattling back and forth.
Therefore, what am I to do?
You have to step out.
How?
Good question.
Go inside. Find out. What am I to do? Not theoretically, speculatively, actually do.
These are all the process of thought,
Yeah.
these branches.
No. Violence is not a process of thought. I am violent. I want to hit you. I want to possess what you have.
Without thought?
Maybe, but it's no good reducing everything to thought. We are stuck then. You follow?
Whether one calls it violence or thought, it's the same thing.
No, I want, look, sirs, let's be clear. Yesterday we came to a point, and that's finished. I can't carry over what was said yesterday. Say, by Joe, I've understood it, and mind must be quiet. I'm going to make the mind quiet.
Apply it.
I repeat the pattern, but I don't want to repeat the pattern. Yesterday was something which I have discovered and learned, and that's over. And I'm going to learn more. I can't say, well, I've learned and stop. Right? So the learning is a thing that is like the movement of the sea that comes in and out all the time, moving. Therefore, there is no anchorage. A conclusion says, I've come to a conclusion, from there I will start. That's infinite. I don't know if you follow this. So, sir, look at it. So, what are you going to do? You're angry, violent, jealous, possessive, dominating, dozen things.
Well, doesn't the root lie somewhere in the misuse of the mind itself?
Find out, sir. Does it? Here are the facts, right? You're envious, jealous. What are you going to do about them?
Wouldn't it be nice if they just go away?
That'd be lovely.
Is there some way that we can make them just go away?
Find out, sir. That's what we are discussing, to go into it, but you refuse to move.
Perhaps you ask that question because many people believe that some outside agent
Oh, no,
like
no,
a
no,
guru
no,
or a mantra
no,
quietly steal them off in the night.
I mean, if I rely on some outside agency to make me beautiful, I'm lost. Then I rely on Elizabeth Arden. Which is the female guru.
And even that doesn't work.
We can go on indefinitely about that. Isn't it pretty warm in here? You won't be sitting in a draft.
Anyone is feeling drafty or cold, speak up and we'll change it. Does that seem all right? But sensitive to draft.
How do you proceed, sirs, given this problem?
We are proceeding because we're looking at the problems.
I don't know, sir. Go inside. What will you do?
It seems, I can't understand. It's like, if we make a conclusion about what we're going to do, I can see the futility of it. And
Yes, sir. No, here, sir. Look, I'm violent.
okay.
What am I to do? Don't repeat what we discussed last night. That's finished. What am I to do?
Violent and everything else.
Yes. One of the branches of this tree is violence. How am I to be free of violence? How is the mind to be free of it? So completely it never enters into the mind again to be violent. Not superficially, but right through, at the unconscious level, in the secret corners. Well, sirs, what do you say?
Seems like you could try all kinds of different things.
Huh?
Seems like you could try all kinds of different things.
I haven't time.
You haven't time. We have to get the right solution right now.
Right now. Otherwise I can go on, so go to Japan and listen for it.
So if we think about it, we'll waste time too.
Then what am I? Tell me, sir.
I don't think you can do it by conscious effort.
You can do it by conscious effort?
No, I don't think you can.
That's all we have.
It seems if you are violent, you have to stay with the violence. Because any movement away from the violence is violence too.
Yes, so what am I to do? Not only violence, the whole bag of tricks.
There must, if, I must be something else than just the tree, then.
How do you know? That's why. Listen, sir.
Can the tree do
These
something about
these
itself?
birds have thought all this out before. They said, I am the tree. There must be something else beyond the tree, which is the Atman, the soul, their God, the grace, the beauty, the benediction, which will wipe out all this. You follow?
But it doesn't.
So you have. It seems you have to ride it like a cowboy rides a bucking bronco.
I don't.
You have to keep going until it gets tired.
Ah,
That's violence.
I'm not. I don't want to wait till I'm tired out.
Well, until you're through with it.
I haven't time.
What if you just sit back and enjoy it?
That's what we do anyhow.
If you really enjoy all the violence,
But what happens, sir? That's what people are enjoying it.
well, is there anything wrong with it? You really
Did you see that cartoon in the Time magazine? The baby saying first word, kill. You see, you are not. I'm supplying you. I don't want to supply you with all these things. You're not asking the right question. To you, this is not a problem. You see, that's what I'm objecting. You're playing with. This isn't a problem. Like if you're out of job, it would be tremendous problem. You may have to go to your house. You follow. So you have got to work. You've got to find out a way. Here you sit back and say, well, wait. Now, to me, it is as important as losing my job. More. 1,000 times more. Therefore, it's something I've got to do it now. I'm deadly earnest about it. Because I don't want to live in this state.
Most of it, I think, have resigned.
I don't, sir, that is death. I refuse to accept.
We see it and we say, well, what can I do? We've tried so many things that don't work. We think, well, anything else we try isn't going to work either.
What put yourself, sir, here is an issue. You've got to solve it. You've got to, nobody is going to help you in this, you follow?
I react, sir, negatively to your urgency to solve the problem. A tree takes a long time to grow, whether it's a healthy branch or a sick branch, and
So you're saying I must have time.
somehow change takes time.
That's it?
I don't know, but
Therefore, why assert it?
why what?
Assert it that change takes time.
To heal something takes time, and I think that's what this analogy of the tree.
Let's stop the analogy then.
No, it's a very good analogy. Of
It
the
is
tree.
in a way, but
Because it's all the branches are all our behavior, all our different conflicts, all jealousy, greed, and all these things are interrelated, as Lloyd was saying.
look,
And,
as a problem, sir, you follow, is a human problem.
I think first of all, there's got to be some way that we can realize the urgency of the problem. Like I can see it's a problem, but somehow I just can't feel the fact that it's pressing. And
Why don't you?
I don't know.
But you can say, we can give the answer. We are lazy.
We've learned to live with it.
Huh?
We've learned to live with it.
Lazy, well, put up with the damn stuff.
That's right, but assuming all that.
Look, sir, I have,
no time.
when you are hungry, don't talk about, well, put up with it. Bad toothache. So why aren't you hungry? When a tremendous thing like this is,
You really don't see it for what it is. I don't think we see the destruction of it.
It's all dulled our heads. All these things have really dulled us. to the
Of
point
course,
where we can't
obviously.
really see that how
therefore,
really
what
bad
will you
it
do?
is.
So what will you do? Wait another 10 years to polish the mind to be not dull? And during those 10 years, you'll have other problems. Worse.
Overfed.
Yeah.
But even the people that are apparently hungry, that have been at it for like 10, 20 years, still are.
So even they have, when they are hungry in relation to what they want to achieve,
Pursuing enjoyment.
when once they have achieved, they're no longer hungry. No, you don't this. I wish you could. I can go into it, you see, but where are you at the end of it? You see, if I. All right, sir. Take the question of violence. I see the ideological approach to it is nonsense, right? Right?
Yes.
The non-violence, try to be practice, all that is
Training.
stupid. I won't have it in myself. Other people can play with it, but I won't touch it. But I'm violent. And that's the only fact I know. I'm violent. Huh? Right? Can I proceed?
Violent and everything else.
Huh?
Violent and everything
Of
else.
course, I'm taking that.
Because if we take just violence, we're doing what we said in the beginning we wouldn't do. Pluck one petal
No,
after the other.
I'm taking violence as a branch which is the other, which represents other branches. So there it is. The ideological approach is sheer nonsense. Hmm? So what has happened? I won't go step by step. You follow, sir? I'll go step by step. What has happened? When I put away all ideological approach, what has happened to the mind?
It's already much.
Watch it, sir. Watch it, watch it, watch it.
It's not committed anymore.
It's not committed. Therefore, what has happened?
We're able to see what's actually happening.
No, what has happened, sir? Ideological approach is waste of energy, right? Is inefficient. Therefore, if I don't do that thing, there is more energy, isn't there? Right? Huh? I don't know. I need tremendous energy to solve this problem. And it's a waste of energy to pursue the ideological traditional approach to the problem. So when I wipe that away, the mind has got greater energy. Right? Have you? Which means you have not really wiped that away. Right?
So it takes energy to hold on to these beliefs and having these answers. With all these things that we...
That's a waste of... So you say, by Joe, I won't waste energy. Energy that's wastage of energy. So the mind has become much more alive. Right? Is a verbal assertion or actual? If it is much more alive, what happens? Aliveness being, it's much more intelligent, right? Because that is, we thought that was an intelligent way of dealing with it, and one pursued it, and one sees now that is an unintelligent way. Therefore, that which you, that when the mind says that that is unintelligent, is already intelligent, right? No?
We say that it is not distracted by all sorts of...
Yes, it is more there, right? You seem to rather doubtful upon this.
Seems like more energy is available for me to use rather than being committed already.
Yes. Yes, so mind has become, because it has let go of the false, it has become much more sensitive, very intelligent, energetic, vital, alive. Now with that energy, the mind says, now this is the problem I have, violence, right? That's the only fact I know. The mind says that's all that exists, nothing else, right? I wonder. Right, sirs? Non-violence, trying to get rid of it, trying to suppress it, go beyond it, trying to sublimate it, do all kinds of tricks. All that's out. Therefore, there's only that fact left. Nothing else. Oh, all right, right. So that's the only fact. The others are non-facts. That is what is, and the others are not. Right. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Huh? Are we communicating with each other all the time? Not verbally, actually. Otherwise, we can play tricks upon ourselves. So that's the only fact that the mind has left, violence. Now, there are several things involved in it. Is the word causing violence? Because I use the word violence with all the traditional semantic meaning to it, therefore I feel violent. I don't know if you, right? Is the word stimulating me to be violent? So if the word is not, then how do I know that it is violence? Why do I say it is violence? Because I recognize, the mind recognizes it as being violent because it has labeled it yesterday as being violent. Please follow this. Otherwise right?
Surely there was the violence before there was the violence.
We're coming to that. We are coming slow, go slow. We'll discover the whole thing. The very process of recognition is to bring it into the habitual, right?
So it
Go in. Find out, so go inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter. You'll find out for yourself. So there is a learning here, right? Recognition implies that which has been, and the new is labeled as violence. Right?
So already only separated from it.
Not only separated, see, can I look at that can the mind look at that violence as it arises, as though it is for the first time, without saying, well, that's violence, and putting it into the category which it knows already. I don't wonder if you're following me. Huh?
So in order to understand it, we have to see it like it really is, rather than seeing it as it was yesterday.
As it was. Therefore, what have I found? That I am translating everything in terms of the past. Right? I do it because, the mind does it because it thinks by putting into the past it has understood it. And when it does look at it from the past, it strengthens it.
Present to past.
Huh?
Present to past.
The
Strengthens
anger,
the violence.
the thing which is being called violence.
Prolongs it, strengthens it, so on. So can the mind look at the new feeling which is termed as violence, you follow, sir? Which is the verbal recognition, because I've had it yesterday, because there was violence yesterday. Can I look at it without the word, without recognition? I don't, you're
Just be with the feeling.
huh?
Just have the feeling.
I don't know, find out, so what happens. See how extraordinarily subtle it is. The moment I recognize it, it's old. Goes away. I give vitality to it. You follow, sir?
So these things really come just in an instant.
Yes. Therefore, can the mind at that instant be so tremendously alert? That's not put into the old category. You follow?
It doesn't name it.
Doesn't name it, doesn't recognize. All that. And when there is such a mind, so tremendously alive, is there violence? If
Because it seems to me what you're describing is how we would not prolong or give energy or further life to violence, say anger. But nevertheless, it is after the fact that this other process starts.
Wait,
In other words,
I
something
agree.
happens in one
I agree it comes after the fact.
Therefore, how can this process prevent there being ever violence again?
I should look after the fact, you say, you look at it.
You name it.
Name it. There is violence, anger. Right? And afterwards all this takes place. Right? Now, as it comes up, anger, that feeling, is it possible to be aware so intensely at that moment, at that second?
But nevertheless, wouldn't one have to do that every time it came up? How can this
Wait, watch it. It may not come up after, if you are so alert. Do it for 2 or 3 times as it comes, you will see what happens. You see, the mind lives in grooves, in habits, in tradition, right? What has been, will be, modified and keeps going. This is its way. And breaking of the pattern is more important than being angry or not angry. I don't know.
The question is whether, having broken the pattern once, one has killed the seed of all other future
You will see,
manifestations.
you'll find out, sir. When the mind has broken the pattern, has it broken it on the superficial level or right through? I have broken one, the mind has broken one pattern, the ideological pattern. Huh? That's comparatively easy.
Yes.
Then it has broken the pattern of recognition. Hmm? Naming, strengthening it, and putting it into the past so as to look at it, examine it, react, and so on, right? Are we following each other?
Yes.
Huh? Right, sir?
Well, we're saying that this has happened. Is this correct? We're saying that the mind has been able to do this.
What?
With the things which you've just stated.
Yes.
It's broken these traditions
Pattern.
somehow.
Yeah.
Now, the assumption
And there's,
somehow
Wait,
follows on a level which is way above the actual facts. The actual facts are that the mind has a difficult time to break these traditions.
Yes, I'm thinking, the fact is that I've watched myself, I'm still labeling in a way, I don't know exactly. As things come up, as we were talking, I was just seeing things and I was labeling.
yes.
And
To look at a
so-
tree without labeling it. To look at a flower without labeling it. To look, wait a minute, that's fairly easy. To look at oneself without labeling it. Never saying I'm angry.
That includes also projecting a picture in your mind of
Of course, of course. So labeling it only strengthens the image about myself. See, sir, see,
Yes, I think it's very sensible. I think we all agree with that. However, to look at something with a freshness and innocence is not a simple thing for most people. I think.
Now, of course, for anybody.
Right.
So,
And yet we have already assumed that the mind has been able to do that.
not assume. Either you have done it or don't. I mean, they can't assume.
But we've taken this as being a fact now. As we're traveling along here, we said the mind has freed itself of prejudice.
I mean, we say that.
Right.
Has it? It must, otherwise can't proceed any
Right,
further.
and it has all of this energy as a result of having done this.
Either you have it or don't have it.
Right. Now, whose mind has done this already?
Huh? The mind itself has done it.
Yes, but I'm saying that of the people who are here and talking about this hypothetical person who's managed to free himself of these prejudices, he has now more energy and he has now more intelligence and a certain innocence of looking at the world. But to arrive at this particular state of mind seems to be quite a remarkable thing. Quite a remarkable thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What about it?
Well, I think that it would be wonderful to be able to find
Do it.
how
Do
to
it.
do it.
Not you do it. There's not how to do it. Do it.
Sure.
You know what seems so hard, I think one time, is like, when we say do it, it almost implies effort.
I know, sir. Look, sir. Do it. So simple to do it. My God, I don't know what. Look at that flower without labeling it. Don't call it pink, red, like, dislike, it is nice, it's not nice, how beautiful, how this, and all those are patterns, images. Yeah, but just look. When you look without the pattern, without the screen, you see much more. Right? The colors are extraordinary colors. The shape, the structure, the design, the quality of it. Hmm?
Yes.
So what does that mean? So you don't proceed further.
I know, I don't.
It means that you have the space between the observer and the observed disappears. There, the physical phenomena, you follow me? And so, can the mind look at violence, in which it is caught, look at it without any screen? So that it is completely with it. There is not this division, this space, which is the ideological space. I don't know. So can the mind look at its own violence without the labeling, without, all that, so that it's directly in relationship with it?
Krishnaji, if it does that, or when it does that, is it not instantly out of it at the same time?
Of course.
I think perhaps we imagine
And that's why no imagination, no assumption, no formula, no instruction, no teach. There it is.
false assumption that makes it sound impossible, which is that we're
Here it is. Do it. Do it with the flower, and from there move.
in an instant. It's done.
Look at those hills, the trees, the flowers, the sunlight, the extraordinary light of California. Look at it without the word. And from there, look at violence the mind is in. Can it look without the word? If you can't do this, which is fairly easy, you certainly can't do the other. Therefore, let's begin here. Most simple thing. See, this brings about an extraordinary discipline, right? No? Natural discipline, not the drill. And therefore, a highly disciplined mind, how can it be angry? Violent, right?
If you look at the flowers, it seems like sometimes you have to force yourself not to think about it, not to think about the words.
I don't quite follow, sir.
Well, it seems like it sometimes requires conscious effort not to label something.
Let's then say, well, can I look without conscious effort, without the word? Go play with it, sir. Go into it. I stopped and you. stop, don't you?